5 days, solo hiking through my favorite mountains, the Tatras. Late winter, melting snow, unpredictable trails. I planned everything. But this time I decided to do it differently, be in the mountains, in the heart of mountains. But I wasn't ready for this. The deeper I went, the more I realized this wasn't just about endurance. It was about trusting my gut. Feeling very insecure. This trip will change everything in my life. Knowing when to push forward and when to turn back. Does that make me a quitter? So was that quitting? Or was it the smartest decision I've ever made? Okay, normally I don't show you what I take with me, but this time I decided to make an exception because some of you actually commented on my video and asked for that. I don't take a lot of clothes. This is like some of them I will be wearing already. Lots of electronics, batteries, drones, stuff like that. And then we have here the bag with food, bag with cosmetics, the cooking stove, and here the cooking pot, bowl, and cup. And we have here the crampons, the pillow, and the sleeping bag. So that's it. I'm just going to pack it up in my regular backpack. And I'm ready.
The only thing that I am like really anxious about is the weather. There's still lots of snow and hi Kitty.
Kitty, you're standing in front of the freaking camera. Move.
So I'm really anxious about the weather itself because I heard that there are avalanches these days in Tatra Mountains because the entire snow from the winter season is melting, so the risk of avalanches is very much elevated. And I'm a bit anxious because this is the first time I'm going to the mountains, any mountains, in the winter. Never even seen mountains covered in snow. I'm very excited but also terrified. Maybe I will not die.
So I'm trying to wait until the rain stops so I can fly the drone because my drone is not waterproof, but I don't know if it's gonna stop anytime soon. This is literally the last place that I can fly the drone before the national park starts, so yeah, I'm just in front of it. This is the last place, this is the last spot. It's still very much raining. And I just crossed Tatra Mountains National Park and I can't fly the drone from now on because it's prohibited in all national parks to fly the drone. Today I'm not going to go crazy with hiking because I didn't sleep all night. I am really like enormously envious of people that can sleep on the buses. I'm not one of them. Now I'm pretty much just walking to the Chochołowska Valley and I don't want to be in a rush since I'm gonna sleep there. It's going to be my first night. I've always stayed in Zakopane, in the city, and I would just like go for one-day trips, but this time I decided to do it differently. Actually be in the mountains, in the heart of mountains. Okay, it's getting super rainy. I think I'm going to hide my camera because it's also not waterproof. Great setup, Veronica, I know. Yeah, what can I do? Today I'm cooking lentil pasta, which has more protein than the normal pasta, with cashew cream, vegan one, and with mushrooms. I've been postponing going for a proper hike today because I'm feeling very insecure and unsafe in the mountains. Because of yesterday's rainfall, everything is even worse. Like, there is a higher chance of avalanches. But I have to do something because I'm here. If I'm not gonna walk in the mountains, I'm not gonna enjoy the way I like it, what's the point of being here, right? I've been postponing, like waking up, getting up from bed. Then I had 2 breakfasts instead of 1. Eventually I decided to climb one of the peaks. The peak is called Rzesz, which is actually a Polish name. Hopefully there won't be much of snow and I will be able to climb it safely. Trying to put on crampons. First time ever. I feel like the level of being a professional climber just increased by 50%. I must admit to you that it's been hard, quite hard, and now I cannot imagine not having crampons on. It would be so slippery. It is a bit slippery with crampons, but I haven't slipped so far, so I think it's okay. So I'm not discouraging you from using these crampons, the baby crampons, but if I was about to plan this trip again, I would definitely get the big ones. They just provide you with safety. Well, nothing provides you with 100% safety in the mountains. Just a little bit more. There's a small spider. Hi. feel like a kid today. Okay, my first time in winter mountains, and I'm kinda in love. It's so much fun. Going down is so much fun. Maybe I should start like snowboarding or skiing. This is a new beginning. I feel like this is revolutionary. This trip will change everything in my life. Such going out of my comfort zone. You can't even imagine.
I'm really happy that I went today for the adventure and I climbed Grześ. It has given me such a boost of positive energy and confidence.
Morning. Today I'm climbing 420 meters and descending 360. The ascent is lower than yesterday, but I hope there will be snow. Come on, this is my country. So I'm a bit anxious about doing this trail because there are not many people here. And I'm afraid I will be alone because this trail is not really popular. It's just like a trail that connects one valley to the other, so it's technically not a peak, even though that I will climb. And I'm still in the Western Tatras. Tatras are divided into western side and high. There's not much going on here and the peaks are lower. No, it's still scary because it's technically beginning of spring, so anything can happen now. Maybe not the best time to come, Veronica. You must admit, it's kind of mysterious out here. I love it. Trail is going very up the hill, somewhere over there. So I need a little fuel. It's tough. It's tough. There's a snowman waiting in the sky. He would like to come and meet us, but he thinks they blow our mind. I don't know why, but today's fun in snow. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, I have this problem, like my crampons, they slide down when I put my feet right next to another one I walk when I take a step. I don't know, I accidentally slide one. It's so annoying. Bye bye, avalanche area. I'm finally here. This shelter is amazing. Since I was a child, I've been told that black mark trails are the hardest and steepest and I should avoid them. The truth is that it's the shortest one. It's either the shortest one or a trail connecting one trail with another. Yeah, don't believe what they say. Just use Google. In Tatra we have different colors. It's a red one, blue, yellow, and aforementioned black. Trails here are super well marked and it's so easy to move around. In fact, you shouldn't even step out of your trail. After all, we need to remember that we're in a home for many species. So respect for nature comes first, in my opinion. I just had an amazing hot shower. I take hot showers for granted. I realized that going to cook a Sri Lankan dal, I've prepared all the spices, including some of the curry leaves that I brought from Sri Lanka last year. And I have the coconut cream. I just love the fact that no matter how many times I make this dal, lentil dal, it always reminds me of Sri Lanka, like just the smell, magic. Dzień dobry. Good morning. The trail that I planned to go today is closed. Therefore, I need to come back to the city because this is the only trail that I can continue with. But I don't mind because weird thing happened. Okay, it's not weird, but I'm really glad that my appetite is back and I've eaten all the food that was meant to last for 5 days. Already finished it in 3. I have only one dinner left. I definitely need to find some supermarket. I'm really happy that my appetite is back because last year when I had depression for months and I had no appetite, I lost some weight. Every time when someone tells me, hey, you lost some weight, expecting me to cheer up or something, and every time when someone says that, I remind myself that yeah, I indeed lost some weight, but only because I had depression and I was not eating. I'm happy that my appetite is back. One thing you must know, in Tatra Mountains, every time when you meet someone on the trail, you're supposed to say hello, which is either hey or cześć. Or when you see someone older than you, a senior, you say dzień dobry, which means good morning. I know it's hard because Polish language is kind of twisted, but it's the culture and we need to cultivate this tradition. I've been waiting for the bus at the start of the trail and it's been like, I don't know, 45 minutes and no bus is coming. Okay, I know it's the low, now it's the low season, but I've been waiting for so long already that I'm considering that maybe I should stick to the original plan. I'll let the universe decide for me. Yes, I did it! The first bus that came to take me to the beginning of the trail to Morskie Oko, and on top of that I didn't have to pay the entrance fee because in the afternoons you don't have to do that. But I must admit that this trail is just a boring stretch of 9k asphalt. It's not very appealing, in my eyes at least. Some people just told me in about 1k they saw a mama bear and 3 little bears, and I've never seen a bear, never encountered a bear, but they told me to speak loud because I'm alone, and I told them that that's a good experience. I've been singing for the past kilometer, but I'm so out of breath. Where's that freaking bear? Okay, I'm gonna keep singing. So here we've got Morskie Oko. Above there is another one, which is called the Black Pond. And above we've got Rysy, the highest peak of Poland, which is currently in the clouds. I could be staring all day at these walls of peaks. They're dangerous even in the summer, not even mentioning right now, but some people are actually attempting to climb those today. This is extreme. I had two options now. One is to go back to the parking lot and go back to Zakopane to end my Tatra Mountains adventure. And the second one is to try out one more trail that I always do in the summer. I've already done that many times. If at some point it's dangerous, I'm going to return to the beginning of the trail. Walking on this snow is moderately fun. Look at this, how soft it is. I've been sitting here staring at this amazing view, and I've been thinking deep inside, I feel like I don't want to continue this trail. Just want to return. I sort of feel like at peace inside, and I'm good where I am. Does that make me a quitter? No. I just choose what's good for me at the moment. I feel like if I continue, I will not enjoy. You know what I mean? Have you ever encountered something like this? I'm gonna return now.